Okay, today we're kicking off with a very popular BMC's flagship racing bike, the 2021 Teammachine SLR 01 year. We sat down with a local racer who's been putting in some serious miles and watts into this bike, and we're going to walk through what he loves about this bike, what maybe the potential negatives are with it, and why he particularly loves this bike for racing. This is Real Race Bikes, brought to you by Bespoke Endurance. This is the 2021 Teammachine SLR 01 Year 1 model. It features a 120 mil stem, 170 mil crank length, 38 cm FSA carbon bars, Continental GP5000s running 28s, Dura-Ace R9200 C36 wheelset, Dura-Ace R9200 groupset, weighs roughly about 15.9 pounds, and he races tubeless at around 78 psi. So today, we've got Tanner with us. All right, tell us a little bit about who you are and what is your current race category.
Oh, thank you for having me, Josh. So I'm currently Category 3, second year racing, probably third year riding. I come from an endurance background, so this was kind of easy for me to pick up relatively. But
I love it, man. Okay, so what was your background before getting into bike racing?
yes, I was a competitive distance runner. I ran collegiately, made me fall in love with my cross training at some point. Got a cool race bike, and the rest is history.
So let me ask you this, how many miles do you have on this bike currently?
So I'm approaching 6,000 miles.
Okay.
So it was a little different when we last talked, but I've been putting in some serious miles in the last few weeks.
I love it, man. Okay. All right. And then when did you get this bike? So you've been riding bikes for a couple years, but when did you get this Teammachine specifically?
So I just got it last summer in St. Louis.
Okay. Awesome. So of all the bikes in the world, what made you choose the Teammachine?
Well, the Dura-Ace group set was certainly something that caught my eye, but also just the frame itself. It's got, a more modern design, sort of like the newer Tarmacs. And that's kind of what I was looking for. So something lightweight, something stiff, and relatively aero.
Did you shop around for different bikes, or did you land on the Teammachine pretty quickly?
Probably for a couple months I was looking, and this was just the one that caught my eye. I was scrubbing Marketplace, changing the search location, and that's how I ended up finding one in St. Louis, of all places.
The Teammachine offers both the SLR and the R01. So the SLR obviously being a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more climber friendly, the R01 being a little bit more aerodynamic. Did you look at these two when you were deciding with, what Teammachine that you'd want to race?
Absolutely, yeah. So I came from the Trek Madone before they made that their all-arounder. So that was just their aero bike. And I was kind of considering maybe I still wanted another aero bike, but eventually I landed on the SLR because, the weight matters to me, especially for like hillier road races, which is more what my physiology is catered to. Um, the R01, it's going to be slicker on like flats and crits. Um, but I just like the versatility of the SLR for mixed terrain. I upgraded the saddle to something a little more comfortable than what the original owner had. This is secondhand, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Yeah.
So a couple customizations were already made. Dura-Ace pedals, that was something I also upgraded. But then I got the Physique Vento Argo 00 saddle, and that's been pretty comfortable for me. Everything
Beautiful.
else is exactly how the last guy had it. So he got rid of his integrated cockpit, swapped for the FSA bars. Yep, 38 centimeter bars. And then this original bike, it didn't come with the Dura-Ace group set. It came with SRAM. So he made that swap as well. I don't believe it came with the Dura-Ace wheel set either.
Okay.
But that was also a really good upgrade for, like I said, like a lightweight, all-around good bike.
One of the knocks with the T machines in particular was just the integrated cockpit system. You know, it obviously looks very clean and aero, but you know, can potentially restrict kind of your bar stem choices. You know, like any riders who want to swap from non-BMC bar stem, you know, in terms of like comfort, find it pretty difficult or challenging to find, you know, ones that would be compatible. And so my question for you is like, what has your experience been with this?
Yeah, so it's been honestly, so I came from the Madone that had an integrated cockpit, and one of my main things when I was looking for a new bike was something that did not have an integrated cockpit, just because of how annoying it was. You know, maybe someday when I really have my fit like dialed in and I don't need to swap, you know, stems or something like that, I could consider it. But then also just from like a maintenance perspective, it's so much more difficult with the internal cable routing. So yeah, it was integrated cockpits. They look amazing, but I personally think they're a little overrated.
What do you love about this bike?
Well, I just love how lightweight it is. It's so responsive. Every climb, I feel like I could just kind of dance up hills because it's so lightweight. Um, Aesthetically, I love it. And it's just one of those bikes where it's like you don't even feel like you're riding a bike. It just feels like an extension of your body. And that's like one of my favorite experiences, like racing and going all out. Every watt that I put into it is not being wasted.
So do you feel like that's where the bike really shines, is like on the climbs?
I would say so. But my lack of sprint ability, you know, you never really know, honestly. Like it feels incredibly stiff for me.
Do you wish there was anything different about this bike?
Honestly, maybe if it were a little more aero, it would be nice. In Columbus, you know, it's nice and flat. It's not like Cincinnati, so a good headwind could really like throw me off.
What would you tell others who might be considering a team machine?
Yeah, I would say if you're looking for like a great climbing bike, but something that's also pretty decent for crits and flats, um, then it's definitely something to consider. Um, Trying it out first, ideally, would be, you know, but if you could find a good price on it, you might as well pull the trigger. It's just a great all around bike, and I have absolutely no complaints about it.
Question for you is, are there any race day moments or even outside of that that stand out for this bike in particular that you were just like, man, I love this bike?
Yeah, so I had one road race this season, and like I said, on the climbs, it just felt effortless, like an extension of my body. Um, it's so lightweight. I just feel like I could dance up the climbs with relative ease. Um, and I don't think the same could be said for, you know, like an aero bike. The Teammachine SLR-01, it's the perfect all-arounder. It's light enough to dance up climbs, stiff enough to sprint out of corners. It's balanced, so it feels like an extension of me in every race.
Hey, if you've got a bike you race on and you think it deserves a spotlight, drop us a comment or DM us. We would love to feature your ride.
And be sure to like and subscribe to Bespoke Endurance.
All right. Hey, Tanner, thank you so much, buddy. We
Of
appreciate it.
course.